Gonna see how this works out. It says we're live,
Oh no.
but I'm gonna wait for this to go. Hey everybody! Yes, we're live. Yeah, there we go.
We're live, are we?
Yep,
Crikey.
we are live. There
See,
we
we
go.
don't need Chester.
We don't need an intro. Who needs a
No.
stinking intro? Hey everybody, how's it going? We've got 9 watching already. I'm surprised. This is really cool. So,
Hi everyone.
hi Kyle, JBX, Braun. And Douglas, they're all here. Everybody's here, so good to go. Did your dog just go off?
He did. He just barked. Yeah. He's a little sausage. He is. He was just saying hello. He's just wishing everybody, happy.
Saying hi. Happy holidays.
And happy holidays.
It's not happy Christmas. Come on, it's Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Happy New Year.
Let's get it right.
All right. Yeah. See. All right. Merry Christmas. Happy.
Okay.
Happy
So I put in there that you were going to talk about, you were going to have a saying that we probably, us colonials, wouldn't even know. And you already did one.
Yeah.
You put it on Facebook. Don't even Adam and Eve. What's that?
Don't, I can't Adam and Eve it.
Oh, got it. That's a sound thing. Gotcha.
It's Cockney rhyming slang. I can't believe it. I can't Adam and Eve it.
Yep. So, wow.
I should Coco. That's another one of my favourite. I should Coco.
Wow, let's see. Michael, which I know it's not pronounced Michael. I know that. It's probably Michelle. William, Beat Cafe. I will try to pronounce these right. Charles, Kyle, Mike Berticelli.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
Hi, Dennis.
No, go Navy, beat Army for all you guys. So... we have our American football today is the traditional Army Navy game.
How did the Navy play? Don't they get wet or something? What's going on?
They're good in the rain. So, but yeah, they play football today. So, this is actually pretty cool. It's a big game. We all you just kind of everybody watches it. Records, they don't matter. Jester. You got it, Jester. He looks like he's able to slip
I didn't think oh no.
Oh man. Okay, let me send you the link, Jester. Hold on. I gotta get I don't know how to do this.
No. Good. Tell him.
Wait, he can see me. Okay, let me copy to clipboard and then Jester. So, but yeah, so it's really big. It's one of those things that
it's like a good feeling game. Yeah.
So, yeah, whoever wins, they basically, it's all about bragging rights generally. So, I'm just kidding, Jester. I'm sending it. Jeez, giving me a hard time already.
You can send him to the naughty boy room now, can't you?
Oh, I can mute him now.
Yeah.
Okay, I sent it, Jester. Let's see how long it takes Gmail to go through.
All right, yes, we see again. Us over here did it first. You've got the rugby version of it, Army and Navy.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yep. So, so you have to. Well, I have too many family members. I could say both. I could say go Army, beat Navy, and go Navy, beat Army. I've got family members in all the services. So Marines, Air Force, Army, Navy, it doesn't matter. My family's big enough and we're all over the place. So,
hi, David. Yeah, so it seems to be a thing with you guys. Everybody wants to join the forces. It's a badge of honor, isn't it?
Here he is. Here he is. Okay, let me find it. Add to stream. Oh, there's Jester. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, guys. How you doing? Good to see you. Rough?
I thought we got rid of you till the new year.
Wow. Yeah. I see how you are.
You all right?
Yeah, good. How about you?
Daughter gone home, or she?
No, she's still here. We were at the beach. We were gonna go out to dinner, so I didn't have any time in between to hook up with you guys. But we decided at the beach, well, we might as well just get dinner on the way home. So we stopped on the way home. So
on the beach.
No, that'll work. And so we literally just pulled in the driveway like 2 minutes ago. And I'm like, I can probably still make the show.
Oh,
Not that
good,
anybody
good.
want me to be here, but I'll be here anyways.
Well, good
So-
job you weren't here before we went live. That's all I can say. Things we were saying. So what's the temperature over there? You've been to the beach?
Yeah, it was, I don't know, 80, 81, somewhere around there today. You probably see my
Oh,
head's all
40 odd
suntan.
degrees over here.
Sorry to hear that.
Well, we went from 61 down to 37 in a matter of about 3 hours. So,
Huh, well,
yeah.
yeah, it's
so,
cold up there, I hear.
Yeah, we had some severe storms run through last night.
Kentucky, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Kentucky got nailed with them. Luckily, they didn't come up here. So, but I feel bad for those down there for sure in Kentucky. So they got hit pretty hard. So
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So, but as you can see, I do have a topic, and I've made some notes on it. So I'm going to throw it out there to let everybody else kind of get an idea, think about it. So basically, war games, are they games? Are they simulations? Are they educational? Is it A and B, or B and C, or all of the above? So kind of think on that. Kind of think of some I was going through thinking of, okay, well, what would be just a game that would be a war game? That's just a game, and I wrote down 2, and then
I bet I know what one of them is.
we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see how that goes.
We'll see.
So I'll put some that were game/educational, so that have some history to it, and I've got a few that I would consider simulations. But I have a question I'm going to ask when we get to that point.
And I need to ask a question as well.
Okay. Well, why don't you ask your question, and then it'll give you a chance to think about it.
Well, I want to know what people define as a simulation rather than a game. You know, is there a line drawn, or is it very grey? But I see
There is a line drawn in the sand. Let me tell you.
I need to know what that line is.
Right. I don't know with war games, but I've been doing a lot of race car simulations, right?
Have you really? I haven't noticed.
Yeah,
I haven't noticed.
I know you probably haven't noticed any of my awesome
Dan hasn't noticed either.
But I'll tell you what, there are people that won't play certain games because they're not simulations.
Hmm.
And there's a fine line in the sand for at least that.
And I dare say it's the same for war games.
But
I need to know what that line is, because does it mean, is it a game that's stupidly crunchy is a simulation, or not necessarily? So that you see what I'm saying? That's my dilemma.
Yeah, I gotcha. So Stigler already says they're not simulations, strictly speaking. That's just simulators. That's what just and that's kind of where I might be going with that. But there are games, and they are and can be educational. Yep. So Michael tells I'm a complete teacher because I have proper preparation.
Yeah, you've made lesson plans, haven't you? Yeah. I should have done it. I should have done it.
So like he has like a little logo thing I saw.
Mm-hmm.
Why doesn't he do any of this for our show, Ruff?
It's all ad hoc when he comes.
You put him in charge, he takes over. He puts everything in for himself now. Look at that.
We've been emailing backwards and forwards non-stop. I haven't been able to eat my dinner.
Oh.
Yeah,
so I got one thing I want to talk. I got a couple things. One is
I should have just started my own stream and see how many people I
can we'll come across. Oh,
that's people that comes to watch mine as opposed to you two idiots.
Oh, shut up. Dan said, if you haven't watched it yet, he was saying, and what's IG Jester up to? Oh my goodness, what's all this? I haven't got a clue what this is. But come back to us, ID Jester. Come back, he was saying.
Dan said that? Yeah, I haven't seen the show.
Yeah.
It's been a rough week. Literally work and then taking care of all their stuff and family stuff. And
there's Dave. Look, Dave, who doesn't answer his emails.
Oh, there's Dave that doesn't answer his emails. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Because we weren't sure, Dave, that we didn't know Jess was coming on tonight, and I sent you an email saying, "Do you want to come on?" And you didn't get back to me. I thought I've upset him. What's going on?
You upset a lot of people, Rob.
I do. I can't help it. I'm British. I can't help it.
he loves everything, and people just can't believe he
I'll
loves
tell you
everything.
what. I'll tell you what. It's getting to the stage now. The cracks are appearing.
Uh-oh.
Oh, really?
Only
You're not little cracks?
Yeah.
That you don't love things? Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, I'm only joking, Dave. If we thought it was late notice, so yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
No worries.
So I want to throw a thanks out there to Kevin Bertram from Fort Circle Games. After we were on the show with Dan 2 Sundays ago, he contacted me and asked me if I would like a game for the Shores of Tripoli for me. Well, I'm okay with games. I don't need it, but I'd love it for my students.
That's not what you said when we were in the green room. You said, oh, "Stop that! I'm not going to give that to the kids. I'm keeping this."
So I want to thank him for sending this to me. I'm going to do an unboxing since he did send it to me. So I want to put it on my channel. And then I'll take it into school. We have exams this week, and there's always like 1 or 2 students that have exempted. So we're going to try to work on that. So I think that'll be fun. But since there was no show last week, I have a huge pile here that I need to go through of what we got. Because there wasn't a show. There was no show last week. I wasn't there, so there's no show.
It was one of the best shows we ever had. We had backup over almost 40 people again.
60, 70 people. Parties going on. The house was jumping.
It was. Yeah. I don't know if it was Mo or what, but we get a lot more people with Mo than Tony. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Tony gets this game because he's doing a wonderful job teaching the kids and stuff. But I've now got a new job where I'm going to be teaching kids as well. So if you want to. I'm just saying,
I've already got my copy.
Didn't you just start a teaching job too, Ruff?
Yeah, and he sent me a copy months ago. Kevin, bless him. Yeah, good. It's a good little game. It's a light game. It's a good game actually for kids, and for people who don't play war games. It might even go, oh, this what war games about, is it? So you never know. But it's a cool little game. It's very light, easy to play. Component quality. You go on about quality of the components. Brilliant.
Yeah. So in the green room, me and Ruff were talking, and I think since Jester's here, this will be a good time to kind of talk about it. There was you were talking about errata for Panzer?
Oh, just quick. Yeah, I think I told Jester on the Facebook Tack Up page. The reprint it's not a big deal if you play solo if you've got no friends like me and Tony, but other people might complain. The new reprint, the data cards, when you have them, you've got Germans on one side and it should be Germans on the other side, but it's not. It's the Soviets on the other side. So if you both want that card, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Again, not a problem playing solo, but GMT has been informed of the situation and are reprinting the cards and sending them out to everybody that P500 it.
And these aren't cards. These are wooden.
They're not wood. They're cardboard. They're made of paper. Thick paper, I'll give you, aren't you?
Okay, but I mean, they're not like regular.
No, they're not like they're really thick. They're called data cards.
They're going to cost a pretty penny, I tell you.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Yeah.
So,
but
you know what doesn't have that problem? My copy of the game.
No, my copy doesn't have your problem though, of the errata in the rules. But that's another. Anyway, that's another one. But if you didn't P500 it, they're sending copies out to retailers to send out to.
Okay.
So yeah, really on the ball. I'm joking apart, about joking apart. That's how you do it, isn't it?
That's
how you're supposed to do it. When you make a mistake, you say, "Oops, I made a mistake.
Well,
I'll fix it for you guys, even if it's going to cost me a little bit of money."
I don't even think
I want to care about my customers.
I don't think it was their sort of mistake. I think it was a little bit of miscommunication from somebody proofreading them to the printer. I don't think GMT were involved in that. They said, "Can you just check these over for us, make sure they're all right?" And the chap went, "Yeah," and didn't realise that
the numbers. He was looking at the numbers, not at the.
He didn't
the
realise that, you know.
Yeah.
So, but they've decided to go for it, which is great.
Well, there's usually, and the thing with that is there's only usually about 4 or 5 tanks per side. So unless you got any kind of overlap where the one German card and the Soviets are on the same thing, it's really not that big a deal.
It's not a big deal anyway. And if you're playing with your friends, you just say, "Oh, give us that card, gives it." No, I'm looking at it, gives it here. So that's the worst it's going to get, isn't it? So
Yep.
for me, though, it's great. No problem playing solo.
So, did you get anything in? By the way, either of you two get anything in?
I not yet.
Okay.
I have been a bit naughty, and I've ordered a laser line thing.
Oh, okay. To this line of sight for the laser.
Yeah, army thingy, whatever it is. About £8, and I thought, yeah, I'll get one of them. And Panzer Grenadier. Beyond Normandy.
Ooh, Casino 44. Right?
Penny.
It was on eBay. It was less than 3 figures, but not much.
I know, it's stupid. This cost me, I think, £20. So, but it's an old one again.
Yeah,
that is a monster map, though.
That is. Yeah.
It's not one of the
I'm looking forward to it. It's a gorgeous map too. That's a gorgeous
really,
map.
Really detailed, really good. Yeah, it's just.
Do you know what made me get it? I was thinking about it over the last couple of weeks. Thinking, yeah, Panzer Grenadier, and then I thought, oh, I haven't watched your Panzer Grenadier Jester that you did a few months ago. I missed it, so I sat and watched that, and I thought, right. So I've got the rules out, and I'm reading the rule and going, right, I'm going to play this again. And this thing came up on eBay. And I thought, it's unpunched and everything. I thought, I'll have that. There's another one for the collection.
Well, what's neat is they have Kiwis in here.
Yeah, but they have crikey,
they actually have separate counters for the Kiwis. It's not just like general counters. And I thought that's one thing I do like about Panzer Grenadier. They actually have counters. It's not just a color counter, like
a Commonwealth counter, or
it's because then they have the Gurkhas in here too.
Oh,
which so they
did.
Bless
them. Yeah.
Yep. So Kyle says Osprey's doing the same thing for those that got undaunted reinforcements. The cards are slightly color.
Oh, that's unusual.
Mm-hmm. So they're reprinting them and sending them back out.
Yeah, and that's good. Yeah, and that makes you go back again and again and again and again. I have no worries about GMT. I have high confidence. Everybody, I think, has. Because if there is a problem, then they're going to sort it. And with the I think MBT, they printed the maps on paper first of all instead of cardboard.
Mm.
Then they got them in. They went, "Oh, I'll just chuck them in the box. They'll have 2 copies." So it's brilliant, So
yeah.
Well, that's all right. So they did the same thing with the second expansion, Airborne over Europe, for
last 100 yards.
Last 100 yards. So GMT needs to figure out where the process is going wrong, because they've done it several times now and fix that, so they don't have to keep reprinting these things.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll save money.
So, right. I do have 2 other Panzer Grenadier.
You got
coming.
Some stuff in.
Yeah, and I've got I got all my Worthington Publishing games. I've got 5 that are sitting right next to me.
And these are all the solo.
No, 3 of them are the solo. And then 2 of them were from their sales. So the 2 from the sales I've got right here, which are the War of 1812. So we have the War along the Great Lakes, and then War along the Gulf Coast. So it's a trilogy. So now I have all 3. So it's and they're hard mounted boards. So they're gonna look great. So I get to beat the British again. So I have all my Revolution stuff that I can beat the British, and now I can beat them in the War of 1812 as well.
Shut up.
And didn't you beat them in North Africa too?
Oh yeah, the Germans beat them in North Africa. Yep. Wait,
no,
that was the German. No.
We hadn't had our tea. As soon as we had our tea, we sorted them out.
So, but then I did get my Kickstarter. So I got the States of Siege, Keep Up the Fire.
So I'm not going to work this game.
Yep. And then they had these for discount when you bought them. So we got Soviet Dawn. And our good friend of the show, and we can actually say that.
Oh, God bless him.
So
is it a signed deluxe copy by?
No, you know what? I'm going to drive down to Knoxville when I see my uncle, and I'm going to have him sign it in front of me.
I would
to me
absolutely.
Personally. So,
I mean, the value goes down by half, but yeah.
But no, so that I had got quite a bit of stuff in. I had been naughty, as Ruff says.
You didn't give them to your wife to give you for Christmas.
Not this time. Not this time. That was just the MMP sale. So now the three were Kickstarters. The solo games were all Kickstarters. And so I didn't know when they were. I think they were originally supposed to be here in August. But hey, September, October, November, December. 4 months. That's pretty. That's about right within what I'm expecting. So for most Kickstarters. So
my 4 Kickstarters from 2019 still haven't arrived. I've just received 2 emails though that they're one of them's shipped and another one's supposed to be shipped soon. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. So, but no, definitely. I've got a lot. So there will be a lot of unboxings over the next.
I hate unboxings. My God,
weeks.
Why do you not do unboxings? I hate them. No, I don't. I love them. So.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't like them.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do an unboxing of the Panzer Grenadier one. I may do a quick one just to show the map off.
Do the Panzer Grenadier for sure. I think
I already threw away all the paperwork other than the scenario books and stuff because they were all from the 3rd edition. So I just tossed all that. Yeah,
I leave mine in there just for historical whatnot, in case when I die and the wife sells them for what I bought them for, not what I told her I paid for. They will add. They're there. It's a complete then, isn't it? So, but there isn't an unboxing of that one.
Oh, there isn't.
I would do. I would definitely.
I'll do it then. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to see it.
I think a lot of people would like to see that one. Actually.
Yeah. That's what it is there's just not a lot out there for the Italian, and that's I've kind of been interested in that lately. Oh, and I got one other thing, and it's upstairs, but it was your fault, Jester. You made me buy it.
Always his fault.
It was that book that you talked about, the 1942, the year that tried to mend souls.
Oh, did you get that in? Yeah.
I got that in. Yeah, I got it off of the used bookstore, and it was a library. It was from a library in Kansas, but I got it for like $4. So I was more than happy.
Deal. It's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, I go to 8.
I go to 8. The year that tried men's souls. Yeah, that was.
So I'm looking forward to reading that one. It'll be on.
My wife's an area manager of Essex Libraries over here, and I'm hoping that on her travels she goes, "Oh, you like that one? I'll nick that one." And no, not nick. No, it's the wrong word. Not pinch. No, still no. I mean, what do you mean? That's going to go into the. That's going to go into the
allocate. She's going to allocate
go into the recycle bin. Yeah,
recycle it. Yeah, send it to a good home. Dave's got some stuff coming from DVG. Is that the new Wave 3 stuff?
It's a good thing we didn't have Dave on then, because
I do have 3 like of the scenario packs.
Yeah, I've got them. They're really good. They're blooming hard though. They're all good.
Yeah, so with my parents here, I didn't get much gaming, but I've read a lot of rules. So I'm getting ready to like really bear down. But then I also finally organized all of my expansions for my World Warfighter 2 into one case, so they're not like spread all over the place. And I was looking, I got the Bastogne one, and I was like, damn, this is It's got the elite.
I think wasn't there an expansion that had the separator cards?
Yeah, but that comes with the whole.
Oh, you outdo them. I'll tell you. They just. I have to make my own. I've got 2 crates of Warfighter cards, 2 full-up crates.
You need to start playing that again, Ruff.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, it's fun in the time, isn't it? I know. It's a great simulation. So, but no, it's a good game. Wave 3. Oh, Spruance Leader. Yeah, I was looking at that. That's Dean B17.
Not till I see it and hear it out, I won't buy it. I gotta know it nowadays, unless it's Dave's. Dave Thompson's games.
Mr.
Those
Thompson,
I'll get.
yeah.
Yes, that one that he's got coming out. What is it? The land something Ridge looks really good. So he does, and I know it'll be done perfectly. So
maybe we should get him on the channel. The only problem is, as Dan said today, he is the best looking game designer in the world. So he will make us look really ugly. But I think no, don't go all quiet on me. It's true. He's a good looking boy. But get Dave Thompson on.
Yeah, he just lives 2.5 hours south of me. Actually, I found out because he lives in Dayton. So
2.5 hours from me, I'd be in the sea. I'd be in the
especially south. Yeah. So north, you'd be in what, Scotland? 2.5 hours.
No, it's about 4, 6, 5. Yeah, it's a few hours. Yeah, it's not. It's nothing compared to what you guys are used to driving.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, it's definitely
one day. On my bucket list, and I don't want to do it, is to drive along Route 66 and in an open top convertible. With my arm like this.
Real. Yeah, you'll probably see 20 other people just like you doing the same thing.
And that's great. We go wave. I'm like, oh, sorry. Right. Yeah.
Hey! Make sure you drive on the right side of the road.
Yeah, exactly.
Look,
I'm going to drive down the left, going, hey, why is everybody on the wrong side?
What's everybody going like this in front of me? Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, that's one of my things I'd like to do, to come over and annoy you lot over there, going along Route 66. So with Nat King Cole singing loud on the old DVD player. CD player. Shut up. God, jeez. Right.
Okay. Here, I'm going to ask this question. So I've gone on holiday or vacation, as we say in America, quite, regularly. You guys know I never miss a show, but I do go on vacation. Jester, you said you're going on vacation, correct? You're heading out someplace. Does Ruff
Tuesday, and I will be gone for 8 days, which means I will not be here next week unless you send me a link, and my cabin on the side of the mountain in Lake Tahoe has some kind of Wi-Fi. I am screwed, but you never know.
Maybe I'll send you the link either way.
Did you go there last year?
No, never been.
No, he went camping. They went camping, but
right. They couldn't get any signal last time.
Oh, we went to North Carolina last time. Yeah.
Yeah.
California is on the other side of the world, basically.
It's a whole different world too. So, and people that live there would agree with us on that. Would agree with me on that one. So, now, Ruff, when do you go on holiday? You have not gone on holiday since I've been on this show.
Basically, because I can't afford it because of all the bloody games.
Well, your wife is going to get a little upset with you.
Yeah. No, it's just.
No, I know we hit COVID, so that kind of blocked a lot of that.
It's a pain in the bum. I mean, we're hoping to go away maybe next year, but we will go away either to Europe, to Spain, to Italy.
Hey, Ruff, I'm a geography teacher, and I have to tell you, you're in Europe already.
No, we're not. We're not in Europe. Europe is that continent. Europe's a continent. We're the island to the side of it.
That used to be.
Not anymore. No.
But wait a second. But Ireland's in Europe. How is Britain?
Southern Ireland is. I don't know. It makes your brain go. But,
Okay. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I
No,
just
our country is very beautiful, so there's lots of places to go and not too far away. If you go to the Midlands or to the up north, beautiful. I used to do a lot of canal holidays, motorboat holidays. Beautiful. You see a part of the country you never see because it's set behind the main part of the town or whatever, and you're traversing through forgotten bits. It's beautiful. But we don't know. Yeah, Greece is one of my favourite places. Well, the Greek islands, the Ionian Islands, and Italy, Spain. Who knows? Yeah, but because of COVID and things, and it's just been stupidly impossible. Now we're in sort of locky
You got
down.
a couple of things that you were going to go, and then it got canceled because your son's friend got COVID or something like that.
Yeah. So they couldn't look after our son. We were going, there you go. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I will miss probably next week's show. And then
I'll send you the link either way. So
you see, every Saturday is a holiday for me.
Yeah.
Aww.
The following week after that will be the 25th. So we already decided.
Well, who's
we're
gonna
not going to have a show that weekend, and we're going to see if Ruff's head explodes.
But last year we had a show on Boxing Day, which was Saturday, the day after Christmas. So we're going to do a show on Sunday, the day after Christmas, this year. Something to think about. Shut up, you.
I think we're going to miss that weekend because we want to see if Ruff's head will explode.
Well, it will. It's scanners. It will.
I've never seen this show, but I only know that reference. And the funny thing is my father-in-law is a huge sci-fi nut, like B-movie sci-fi, which I know.
Yeah.
But I know that reference because of Wayne's World. Because they reference that. so yeah. So that old chestnut, haven't seen you for a while. Good to see you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the old chestnut. Look at that. Nice to see him come by. Mike, I'm going to the North Shore. We're going to the North Shore. Mike had asked. We're going to the North Shore, the South Shore.
Where's Lake Tahoe then?
California.
Oh, so it'd be hottish there again?
Supposed to get 2 to 4 inches of snow today.
What, California? Does it snow in California?
It's in the mountain. Yeah, it's in the mountains.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. You can literally be on the beach in 80 degrees and drive, I think, 2 hours, and you're in mountains and snow.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's an interesting. America's interested in that fact that you could just drive 2 hours and have a totally different.
And I can understand why a lot of Americans. I know this is off topic, and we're just chatting, and I hope you put up with this. But why a lot of Americans don't actually travel abroad. They don't need to. They've got everything there.
Yeah.
It's a long way away to go, say, to Europe or, want to go to Spain or wherever. It's all there, isn't it?
Yeah, because when we have to fly, and I don't care that I fly. I hate airports.
The only thing we don't have in the United States that Europe and other countries do have, and for me, I don't miss it at all, but they're like the ruins. Like you go to the ruins.
Like real ruins.
In Italy, you got the ruins in Mexico. America is not old enough to have like proper ruins. So.
There are a few in Arizona that were Native American.
Native American
and
ones.
there's a few of the mounds around Ohio and stuff like that. But yeah, no, it's but there's most of their ruins just kind of fell back into nature, because they were built of natural materials, not stone and stuff like that. Right. So a lot of that stuff just kind of went back to where it came from. So,
but we're tripping over it over here. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. They back up and they're in the stone. They're running into Stonehenge.
They have more. Great Britain has more castles than the United States has Starbucks.
I can't believe it, actually.
They got a castle in every corner.
I tell you what brings it home, say the Second World War, we'd be driving down a country lane and you look across to a field and there's a pillbox. And they're very, very common. The pillboxes for when, because we're near the, on the south, because of invasion, there's pillboxes still everywhere. Just concrete little pillboxes with the little slits in.
You know what you could do is get on your little car, take a picture, and then we could show everyone those.
It's not, I suppose, because they're everywhere. You'd think, it's like, but it's good to see. They're still, they haven't been knocked down. A lot of them, they're just in the field. And
Tweez, how's it going, Tweezers?
Tweez.
Yep.
Oh,
William, yes, stone is natural, but it generally doesn't disintegrate like wood and earthen structures. That's was my meaning on that. So you had to point. I'm
he's a teacher.
I'm not a geologist. I'm not a geologist.
He's a teacher, so you can't. You're never wrong. All right?
Yeah,
that's right. But those Indian burial grounds are like ancient legends, but let me tell you, they were, because where I'm living currently is on a Indian burial ground.
No, don't put the telly on.
I probably shouldn't say anything.
Don't put the telly on. Poltergeist.
And they haven't never had a hurricane actually hit this area. So it's come close, but it's never come here. And they always say it's because of the Indian burial ground. The nature spirits don't want to, interfere.
They're here. Yeah.
Oh, so
yeah, I mean, you've got that. You've got the Native American stuff, yeah, because that's thousands of years old, yeah. So,
but we name it. The sad thing is, we name it after Mexican people. So there's something called Montezuma's Castle in Arizona.
Well, over here we've got Montezuma's Revenge.
Well, we have that too, but the thing is that they were the people that actually were in that area, that habitated that area, were way before Montezuma, and they were Pueblo people. So we don't. Historians don't know how to name things in America. We have the 7 Years' War that actually lasted 9. We have the French and Indian War, but the French and the Indian didn't actually fight. So we have the Great Compromise. Come on, seriously. And how many treaties of Paris are there?
Well, I think they're going, oh, damn, I've done that wrong. I just do another one. Somebody's just picked them up and gone, that was oh, if you haven't done so already, hold on, sorry, I just got to do, if you haven't done so already, please stroke the like button.
There we go. Now we don't have to worry about, damage to mouse and keyboards, and that we're not responsible for any of that.
It's costing us a fortune.
Yeah. Jester's lawyers keep getting those calls and everything. So
speaking of lawyers, I got an actual phone call from Lock and Load Publishing the other day, and I'm going to have to call them back. So I just thought I would mention that, because you know how they keep trying to interrupt our show over there by running their own show.
Yeah,
we had to get lawyers involved and everything.
Well, I tell you what, you got phone.
Lock and Load's been back in touch with me, so I think they're going to try and come up with some kind of peace deal that we're going to have to agree to. So
okay, because Mo started it. It's that. I think he was nearly overrunning on our show tonight with those guys. Yeah.
Let's see. I'm kind of curious. Are they still going?
Oh, they won't be going. No.
Holy crap! They're still going.
No, are they really?
Oh wait, hold on. No, they're not. No, they're not.
That would be a record.
Yeah, they're
talking about the old Thin Red Line games.
Oh no, they're still going. Oh no, that's replay. Oh, sorry, my fault. No, that's sorry. That's my bad. My bad on that one. Sorry.
No, they're not going. Yes, they're going. No, they're not going. What is it, Tony? Make up your mind.
No. And we know Mo's a good guy, so that was a special edition. They actually started it. They actually started earlier. They started at 2:30, so they went over a little bit, but
No, that's fine. No, and I thought when they started, I thought, oh, bless them. You know, they're doing it. Maybe they didn't give us a second thought, but I'm thinking, oh, well, that's great. That's not going to cause us problems.
Well, like I was saying, I think
Okay.
Lock and Load is trying to broker a peace deal with us and try to join the war room again, and we can all live in peace and harmony. So
yeah,
so
be
I
very
will
civilized.
be probably talking to David Heath on Monday, see if our lawyers can broker a peace deal between us.
Hey, if you can throw in like free copies of all the next World at War 85, and we'll be happy if they run over our show.
Well, I mean, they're gonna have to pony up, right? Because I mean, they're the ones that did wrong. So we've got them pretty well nailed.
Sorry, over here, pony means something different. It means an amount of money. Because it's a pony, but it's also another Cockney rhyme saying pony. They need
to, Lock and Load is going to have to show the goods, to get back on our good side. Yeah, for sure.
Did you happen to see my little spill about we always learn a new English phrase that us colonials have no idea what Ruff is saying?
Where?
Well, on the Facebook page.
Check his own Facebook page.
No.
Does he? No. See?
I didn't see that. I barely put the information about our thing on this week.
Yeah, I appreciated that, by the way. That was very nice of you to do so.
Yeah,
I appreciate
that. Well, I better say something because we would have thought Tony done it, but he didn't. So I had to.
It was still up in the air. Like there was,
I know.
So, but
I
yeah,
better spill the beans now because I wanted to see Ruff's head explode when you told him. We're not going to have an episode on Christmas weekend.
Look,
not going to happen. You're going to have to get over it, Ruff.
I can't. That means I've got to talk to the wife. What she's there. I found this rummaging through this. It's fallen to bits, but
photo package. 1971.
That's me as a kiddie winky. What it is, my dad used to before the word processors and things, people used typewriters, yeah?
Right.
And my dad was a typewriter engineer, sort of fixer, repairer, and they had a contract, the company he worked for, who the owners of, incidentally, used to live next door to us as a kid, when I was a kid, had a contract with the USAF over here. And all the airfields, and we used to go around. Sometimes I used to go with him, and that was the first time as a kid of like 10, 11 that I'd had a burger, because they'd come in and all these big guys in their sort of Air Force uniforms would say, "Hey, do you want a Coke?" And I go, "I'd rather have a Budweiser." And he'd say, "Shut up, get a Coke." And he said, "Do you want a burger?" And I go, "Burger, all right." And this great big, geez, like burger, yeah. And they said, "Fill in, give us your name and address, give us your name and address, and we'll send you something." And they sent me this, and yeah, they get a bit yellow and all that sort of thing, but they're all photos of, old planes and.
Wow.
What we got there. But they're real, photos, biplanes. I forgot I had this. Got that.
Wow.
And oh yeah, look, got to show that one. But they're all
nice,
real photos. And yeah, sorry, just thought I'd. Oh look.
Okay, I gotta put Tati in his place here. We'll see about the F1 race tomorrow and the type of compound that Verstappen has to start on compared to Hamilton to see what goes on.
Talking it up. That's what I like. That's my man right there. Go.
F1 is not highbrow for me. I love F1 racing. I actually like it better than NASCAR.
Let's talk about it. So, I've been doing a lot of racing, right?
I'll put back.
I don't know if I mentioned that or not, but wow. Tomorrow, right? Going into the final day. We got the series championship tied. It's going to be at 9 a.m. here at Eastern Standard Time, the race. So looking forward. I'm going to be taping it. And I don't know if I'm going to watch it until after the daughter leaves because she leaves at like 10:30. She's got to be at the airport. So I don't want to watch some and then have to leave and then come back. So that's the big debate.
Yep. So yeah, he thought we have our hobbies, and then we also have our other hobbies. We love war games. War games by far, but you can't war game 24/7. And yeah, that's going to be an interesting race. I want to see if Verstappen takes out Hamilton. I don't know. I don't know. James Madison might get involved with the Hamilton thing too. So okay, that was a bad joke.
Sorry, Tweez. That's gone now. That's moments past now. Put them away.
Oh, you guys know, you guys love it too. All right. I did sports. Tony jumped in and did the sports. I did the sports car racing. Tony's going to get in and start doing the sports car racing. Pretty soon.
No. Don't. Because
everyone
trying to you to come back from the dark side.
Hey, I'm sorry, but GMT has a race car game. And it's actually really fun.
The NASCAR racing game came from the club that I went to.
Oh, really?
Columbus, Ohio. Yes.
Did he do this? Did he do the Grand Prix one too?
Tested that at Cabs years before it came out. Him and his wife worked on the Jeff Hoger.
Yeah.
And his wife Darlene or Darla, I think her name was Darla. Yeah. Big Cabs members. They were there for years with me. So yeah, go check it out.
I've got the Grand Prix version, so I've got actually have the open wheel race, which is very, very F1. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Okay, enough with the damn cars. Says, okay.
You got it, my friend. Jeez.
Okay.
Right, hang on before you start. I want to take like a 10-minute break because literally, like I said, I just walked in the house when I got on. I didn't even get anything to drink or anything. You can see I've got no glass. Every time Ruff says I love something, I go to grab something. I don't have anything. So let me grab something to drink real quick, and I'll be back in like 5 minutes, okay? So you guys talk about whatever you want.
Yeah, we will. About you.
Probably. All right, I'll be back.
All right, mate. All right.
So how much more do you have on? I haven't watched your last
on the old it's not going well. I thought I was having a breeze, and even there were some comments saying, you want to get Tony to throw the dice, you're doing too well here. It's like, what's the matter? Are they loaded? All these sort of accusations. It was going really well. But now last time not the one I've just put up, but even the one before that, the game was starting to bite back.
Yeah, it's one of those games that you feel real confident for the first about half of the game, and then it's either you feel confident for the first half of the game or you get your ass handed to you the first half of the game. It goes either way. There's no like I'm okay. No, it really does. And then that last half of the game, when you're trying to push that just step further, at one point you start calculating, can I still win?
Yeah,
and because it's like, okay, this many points, this has to go perfect for me.
I can't see it. I can't see it because those swines that are in Stanley, the Blue Star ones, they're coming out. They're creeping out. I can't stop them. And I haven't got enough because you've got to put escorts in to supply and all that. And if you don't get rid of I've got rid of one warship, I've got rid of a load of planes. So that's not really a problem now. But it's now the fact that I've got to move up. And if I don't throw well to push or remove the other, I don't think I'm going to do it. I keep getting scales.
That's the problem. You get too many of those, and you just don't have enough turns to move forward with it.
I've had about 2 or 3 of them, and that's it. I don't think I'm going to do it, but I'm going to carry on. So this one I'm editing at the moment. I hope it's okay. Go out and then it'll finish off the next week, regardless of whether or not I do it. I've got to finish it. But I must say,
it's a brilliant game.
It's a cracking little game. I know it's very sort of procedural and all that because it's solo, but it's a cracking little game. And if we do what's my favourite games of the year at the end of the year, or maybe next week or whatever. That possibly going to be in there. So
yeah.
it's a brilliant little
Yeah,
game.
that would it is. It's one of those games. I didn't know much about the Falklands, and we'll get into kind of that part of gaming, but I wanted it because I didn't know that much. And so I was like,
I wanted it because I remember it. So
Yeah.
it's a different thing, you see. I remember them sinking the Belgrano and the hoo-ha that went on and all that sort of thing, and the lives of our guys lost, and it's just, and I wanted it for that.
This reminds me, I have sent a message out to Chris Ridley, and I have not heard anything back
no,
from
I
him.
haven't. I just hope, I hope he's okay.
I know he was dealing with some stuff, so if anybody knows Chris or anything, and they can, let us know what's going on, because I miss his little wit that
also, I think he's a bit of an expert on the Falklands. So
yes, I think he was there.
Was he?
I think he was there. I think he was there. I think he was one of the soldiers there. So because he was commenting all the way along with my playthrough, and
I've not heard a peep from him. I'm thinking Christmas, and I'm thinking, right. I
saw he did log in BGG back at about a week ago in December. So, but I did reach out. I tried to reach out to him. So, if anybody knows Chris or knows how to get a hold of him, we just he's kind of missing. We've missed him on a couple of our shows.
Yeah, I just want to know he's okay. If he's taking time to come back into it, fine. I just want to know he's okay. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
vet. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I'm definitely wanting. So, as much as I don't want to get another tactical system, I do want to get the Falklands Lock and Load Tactical.
Yeah, I do. It's the only one apart from.
Is this the daughter?
It's the daughter.
Oh, she does exist.
See, I wasn't lying.
No.
Like, oh yeah, I bet he doesn't even have a daughter there. See how red she is from the sun? Oh
God. It's free. Look, jumper. Over here in Old Blight.
British, so you have to try to figure out what he says half the time.
Gordon Bennett, go love a duck, governor. Good to see. This is what your dad does every Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He lives in Toledo.
Yep.
Cool.
She's actually flying to Columbus tomorrow.
Oh, okay. So, it
it
looks like the wind might pass through by that time you get here. So
you got some tablets, have you? You got some tablets for that?
I didn't hear what you said. Sorry.
No, Cody said he hopes the wind passes through. I said, you got some tablets for that, have you?
Why do I put up with these two nonsense? Okay. All right.
Bye. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
So, but maybe what I'll do is I'll get the Lock and Load digital Falklands, so that way I don't have another.
Can we play it together, or do you have to have a copy?
I have to have a copy, but I'll get it. I have no problem with that.
I've got most of the. I think there's only the last one I haven't got.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you might want to wait until I get done with Lock and Load to find out what they're gonna do to try to appease us.
Two copies of the Falklands, yeah.
Yep.
I'll try to negotiate that, Ralph. I will.
That's the only one I haven't got. I've got North Africa, and you can see I've got them. It's just brilliant.
But that's the one after playing Mrs. Thatcher's War. That's the one Lock and Load Tactical. Like I said, I don't need another freaking tactical system. But that one's easy. That one's easy enough. It's not like gonna. It's not like it. It's like
ASL.
What's interesting is I've noticed that most of the games I use like tactical where they're a system, I can jump into them pretty easily without having to. While with ASL, is something I feel like you have to like keep doing it to actually.
I think it's a lifestyle, isn't it? And people do say that about it. It's a never-ending rabbit. It's a bit like not as bad as Warfighter. At least with Warfighter, you get a pack and get on with it. With ASL, you get a pack and learn more rules or whatever, and that's fine. I've got no problem with that. But I tell you what, you won't be able to jump into. I don't think is the old Panzer and MBT advanced rules. My goodness, are they crunchy? They'll break your teeth. They will. Good grief. But
I'll tell you what. There's some that I think shouldn't be advanced. They should be part of the basic rules.
I tell you, one of those I think is the command advanced rules. Whereas when you do the basic rules, you give every tank a command.
Mhm.
The advanced rules is you just see how many you've got, see what sort of level they are, their sort of skill, and work out the commands. It's not hard. That's going in straight away. So what are you laughing at? Who said something?
OG says the tactical systems I jump into are easy, says the man playing ATS.
Yeah,
ATS is not that hard. ATS is not that hard. And honestly, ASL is not that hard if you're not getting into the exceptions, because that's where, as Mitch said on our show, you use 10% of the rules 90% of the time. It's just, do you really want to spend that other 10% really trying to figure it out?
And people that play ASL, I think that's all they play, and it's not hard to them because that's all they're learning, and they get that into that mindset. With us,
they just have to watch my videos and they'll learn everything.
All right.
But to be honest, I know what you're saying because literally, I stopped doing those videos a couple years ago, and I think if I went to play ASL without reviewing everything, I'd be lost again. Yeah,
you would be lost.
I would be. Yeah.
Yeah.
But another problem is with us YouTubers is we're learning these crunchy games. We don't learn them that well because we have to video them, and then we move on. I would love to have a button where I could stop time, do the video, stop time, and then just spend a month playing that game, getting the best out of it, and then push the button again, and off I go and do another game. But it's obviously not going to happen. So I can never learn a game properly and learn all the foibles, like the Great Battles of the American Civil War. Great game. But there's foibles and there's little tweaks and things that you get to know as you play the game. And I'm never going to learn those because I'm not going to sit and play it for 2 months. Because you've got to make a video. Making a video too much. I mean, we're in session 10 of this battle on the Great Battles of the American Civil War. We started off with 300 viewers. Now we're down to an old lady and a cat. And there's only
nobody cares anymore. Nobody cares.
No, I can understand it. I mean,
come on,
seriously,
finish it up, Bill. It's time. It's time to move on.
The only people are watching it, the people that enjoy it. So yeah, off you go, sir.
The only thing more people want is longer war room shows. So that's, I mean.
Oh, I'm exhausted after 2 hours. I am mentally exhausted trying to figure out what Ruff says sometimes. So, okay, real quick, before we get on our main topic, I did want to go through this, and now I'm going to play the, let's see if this works out. Share.
Oh, see, now,
yeah, so
how did the intro video go? How did the intro video go?
I didn't have a video intro.
We sang.
Christmas song.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so I have the GMT release, the P500s.
Gold, right.
So the ones at C are not going to be very hurtful per se. And but this next group here, this at the printer, no ship date yet, is going to hurt really bad.
Oh, well, no. Yes, possibly. Yes. Into the Woods. Yes. Pacific War. Yes. Salerno 43 and the Mounted Blooming Map. Yeah.
So I have El Moravid, yes. Into the Woods, yes. I do not have Pacific War or Plains Indians War. Salerno 43, U.S. Civil War, and Vietnam 1965-75. And that's just because Mitch is doing that. So I'm getting into support.
The reason I didn't get that, God bless Mitch, is that it's not very soloable.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. That's the only reason.
Luckily, the next one's not too bad for the ones that are going to the printer this week. And, of course, this was November 22nd.
It is, because I've got all those except...
There's only 5 games there. 5?
I've got 4.
I've got the CDG solo system and the Fields of Fire.
And I've got Empire of the Sun and the Red Storm, because I've got Red Storm. So, but I haven't got Churchill.
Yeah. I will say our Versailles game is going to be. I think. Are you able to do that
Oh.
tomorrow, Jester, or in rough, or because Blue sent an
I
email?
should be able to, yeah, as long
Okay.
as, like I said, I got to take her to the airport, and then after that, I should be pretty good.
Okay, good.
We're on at
You're
4. Yeah.
Four,
Yeah.
yep.
Sorry, Tweez, I haven't replied. Yes. Okay. Yes, it's good.
See, I got you, Tweez. I got your back. The cat
Okay.
missed last week's episode. Just the old lady. The cat missed it.
And I'm joking. I'm joking for the people that are watching us. We really appreciate it. I'm joking. It's a joke.
The final artwork. I'm not going to even bother with this because we don't know how long before they actually get sent out there. But this one at the printer with no ship date. God, I hope they don't ship those all at the same time.
No, they don't do a panzer on us. No.
What's Into the Woods? Which one is that?
That's the Battle of Shiloh. Great Battle of Civil War.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't think I have any of those anymore. I didn't get. I had Pacific War. I dropped that. And yeah,
It's expensive, but
I think the rest of those. I
it's
don't
one
have
of the
any
old
of those.
soap boxes games.
I'll be
Remember
good.
the old soap box?
I'll be good.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, but no, that's so I wanted to go over that real quick because that one's I'm hoping that they ship them separately or at least do only 2 or 3 at a time because that is going to hurt.
Dribble them out is what we want.
What's
I
the
might
one
have
at
to
the
go
C
to
one?
the
What's
jewelry
in that
store
one?
for that one.
Oh, the at the C one they just ordered, or they just
What's that?
they just charged for that one, didn't they? The at the C one.
For
I
last
think
100 yards.
In the last 100 yards, I think I got.
Yeah,
charged for both
yeah,
of them.
that one they charged.
Yeah,
It's
I've got that,
approaching
and,
port right now, so
Command Colors and Command Ancients, giving it a go. They keep going.
I think you'll like it, and I think it'll be good if you're. I think you could get your son involved in that one.
Yeah,
I think.
I'm hoping.
Yep. Yep. I don't have anybody any of
here's
these.
the thing. Of course, I wanted the Command and Colors Samurai so badly, and I got it, and I haven't done anything with it yet. Why? I mean,
because you're playing card games. That's why. Because you're going like this.
Oh, it's so much fun, man. So good. I can't.
No, well, what do you?
There's only so much time, right? I mean,
what do you use as a control? You got the steering wheel. Don't tell me you got the steering wheel. He's got the steering wheel. Have you got the little foot thing for the accelerator for the gas? Oh, he's got the foot thing for the gas as well. Jeez, right. Okay. There's no hope, is there? There's no hope. No hope.
Just wait till you see my they now have seats that you can buy. The seat built into like a little chassis.
Now that's when we get into the simulations, isn't it?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And the tri monitors, so you not only have the fronts and then you have the left front and the right front so you can see more around your car. The tri monitors.
Just think, if I'm playing a tank simulation, I want my chair to erupt every time I fire a shell. That's a simulation, yeah? I want to feel the fear. I want to feel the G-force. If I'm in a plane, I want to feel, that's a simulation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I put those down there because people start saying these are simulations, and after I'm making notes as I'm going through here, and I come up with the question: are there any true simulations for war games? And I don't think there are, because there's just stuff you cannot simulate. Now, are there really, 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 really close? Yes. But when you're throwing dice, I know that throws that random ability in there. I just don't know for sure on that one. So yeah,
and this is what I was trying to ask earlier on. The simulation game mean that it's ultra crunchy. It's so realistically rule wise, but not experience.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah. So a true simulation was when I was in Fort Knox as a freshman, and I got to drive the tank simulator. That was a simulation, and I got to fire. I was the commander, and I got to hit the fire button.
And you felt it.
Yeah, because they told you put your face up against it because it kicks. It actually legit kicks. They said there's a lot of people that do that end up with black
And it's
eyes.
like those aircraft simulators that the pilots train on.
Yeah.
That's a simulator because you crash, you feel it. It's
Yeah,
So-
over at Cape Canaveral, they have a simulation where you can get in, and it's like you're in the cockpit of the space shuttles when they were launching. And
Yeah.
it does the whole thing where you sit there and then it rotates like 90 degrees, so you're like like this, and then the rumbling and everything. It's
Yeah.
it's hard to simulate a war game because of the finality of what could happen, right?
If I had a game like this, cardboard and hexes wired up to a seat, so I feel things that happen, that might make it a little bit more, or give me electric shocks when I make a bad decision. So, but no, you can make them more complex and more crunchy and more. I mean, Panzer, for goodness sake, and Red Storm and those sort of things. They're really crunchy and try to be made as realistic as possible. But of course, when a SAM's coming at you, you can't emulate how that group of planes feels when that's coming towards you, or when another tank is firing at you. So I don't know if there are any real simulations. I think people use the word simulations in war games to describe something that's
More
really crunchy, like the Thin Red Line games and such.
So I put for simulations or the crunchy games, I kind of came up with this list, and tell me what you guys think.
I'm going to.
And of course you will, because you guys want to correct me as much as possible. I get you.
You can't be wrong.
You want to tell the teacher he's wrong. I get it. It's a natural thing.
I'm
So
12 again.
I've got Next War, ASL and ATS, and then OCS and GOS. Those are just the ones right off the top of my mind that I would say are more on the simulation / crunchy side of things.
And I would have said GOS. I don't know too much about OCS and ATS and ASL, but I'm thinking GOS. That looks bonkers. And my sort of real crunchy games again would be, Next War. Even when you're looking at the other games, Next War doesn't look that bad. And I'm thinking,
not when you're looking at like GOS.
Or looking at things like Panzer and looking at Red Storm and that sort of thing. I'd put those into the sort of more realistic rules rather than
Right. I think if you're looking at, and again, I hate to compare to, car racing, but I'm going to have to, because
you've got all the gear. You've got to.
Well, the simulation part of it is the experience that you get, that you feel that the person that's really doing it gets, like the force feedback on the on the steering wheel. So if you're going over rumble strips and your hands are shaking like this,
you need
it simulates what you're doing, or what the real guy was doing, and how it would interact with you.
Yeah, but you need the chair as well, don't you? That gives you all the feedback. Like
you can spend thousands and thousands of dollars on this stuff, right? And you can get more and more advanced. I've seen a video where a guy has over $100,000 worth of equipment.
Don't get any ideas. She'll have the ump.
I know, right? I have to.
Yeah.
But I mean, so like when we're talking about simulating a war game, we have to simulate everything down to how does if we're looking at like an operational level game, right? You have to simulate how did the trucks get from point A to point B? Do they take into account things like breakdowns for the trucks? Do they take into account something like weather conditions that would cause delays? Things like that are going to add to the feeling of, okay, I'm a general and I'm in charge of this operation here. I've got to take all of these situations, if it's foggy, what's the chance of your guys getting sick or captured or all
But
that
another
stuff?
thing is a game like Time for Trumpets. I've not got it. I've not played it. But what I've heard is that it's supposed to be the real thing because it's actually like a timeline of you can't do certain things before a certain date, and you have to do certain things before you can do other things because that's how it happened in real life. I'm not sure if that's a game I would enjoy. I'd rather just watch a film,
Well, let's think about, and one just popped in my head, Tony.
Okay.
Fields of Fire. We all played that.
Yeah. Blue
Would you
Twizzlers brought that up. Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody did bring that up. Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
Blue Twizzlers. Yeah, but no, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
See,
I'm wondering,
to me,
is that as close to maybe?
so what I'm thinking is it depends on how you look at the game. Okay, so Fields of Fire, you're the company commander giving orders, right? That's the whole idea, right? You're more of the company commander because you're sending out platoons. I feel that would work because you have to worry about your communications. You have so many people you're telling what to do, and you're not directly in the battle. So per se, you're not pulling the trigger. So to me, that's a simulation of a company commander.
Yeah.
You think does that kind of sound about right? You kind
Yeah, and that's exactly right. It's how, again, it's not how it can't be a simulation. It's how real the rules are. That's what would happen in a real situation, and that's I think as near as you can get with that sort of game is the realism of the rules rather than the actual simulation of what would happen in a real conflict.
The other thing I really liked about, well, not that I really liked it, but it didn't work to our advantage. But one of the things I liked about the rules to simulate it was the fact that when our guys were shooting in an area to target an enemy and that enemy ran away, our guys were still shooting at that area until we told them stop shooting. Okay, there's nobody there anymore. Stop shooting. But they don't know that, which makes you feel like the real people, like
adrenaline's going, you're still firing,
right,
and
you're
just
firing.
Stupid, stop. It's there's no one, But
so,
it's,
Tim brought up BCS, and I have played quite an extensive amount of BCS a couple years ago, and I'll tell you where I think that's closer to a lot of the realism is because you have to roll what's called a snafu roll. And so what happens is you roll this roll, you can get a full activation where you can do whatever you can. You can get a partial activation where you can only do half of stuff. And then you could fail the activation altogether and nothing happens. So to me, that really simulates or tries to work that whole command control structure. And I really, really enjoyed that part of it because anytime you can take the god, not the god of, you're like the god, the top view, the god knowledge. Anytime you have an idea or a mechanic in a game that takes that away from you, I find that gets a little bit more realism. It's not like you can take a full stack and just run across the map. You can't
and
do
that's
that.
why I like random events. That's why I like random stuff. And I'm not sure if that's realistic or not, but that's what I like because it puts the kibosh on something that you're going to do, and that's what happens in real battles. Your plan is the first. Was it Napoleon? I think said it, wasn't it? The first casualty in any battle is the plan, and that's what I love about I suppose crunchier games. But are they more simulations, or are they just more realistically rule wise? I don't know if you know what I mean, rather than and I'm getting to like those games more and more. I don't understand them, but I just love trying to read the rules. I'm not going to go where I went last week about reading them in bed and everybody's taking the mick, but
I've done it, so don't feel bad. I've done it.
I know, but they were like kids, a lot of them last week.
Of course, we're all like 13, 14-year-old kids when we get around each other.
Yeah, that's the impression everybody got of me. Yeah, so which isn't true. But yeah, but is a simulation crunchy, realistic rules, or is it just realistic rules with stuff that makes it more impact real, but not a simulation? You're not going to get that because you don't hear your counter screaming in pain, do you? And
no, yeah, I don't know. I kind of. She's like that ghost video. That's like that ghost video.
Yeah.
Hey, it's the Divas here, by the way.
Yes, saw your pickies. Lovely. Well done, girl. Well done.
She said very good. He said very good. Ref said very good. So yes, no. So yeah, she's like the diva now. So like, she's
I know.
like,
No. I want M&Ms, and three.
She wants just green M&Ms only.
Yeah.
You know, so I have to pick all the green M&Ms out of the regular ones.
God.
You know,
Maria Kinner. That's what your name is now.
I think I understand what you're referencing, but no, I do not. Just I get you.
Yeah.
I know she doesn't like M&Ms, but yes, or she only wants the red Skittles. Oh, the blue one. She said she only wants the blue Skittles.
There you go, Maria Kinner.
Play went very well, guys. She was wonderful. She did a great job. It was, I don't know if she was nervous or if I was more nervous. I don't know how that worked out. Oh, trust me. I was, we won't talk about why I was nervous, but anyway.
Parents are,
Hey, all I know is next year, make sure you don't schedule anything on Saturdays. We'd like to see your dad once in a while.
Oh,
yeah.
Jester said to not schedule anything on Saturdays. So when you do your next play, no Saturdays.
Okay.
Oh, of course, he's got the headphones on. So
Hold on.
Oh, now we can't hear him at all. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, keep it muted. Excellent.
We can hear you fine, Tony. Don't worry. Don't hit.
I saw that. Yeah.
Now you did good. You did good. I saw the
Very happy.
Saw the photos.
But you need to start scheduling these things not on a Saturday because your dad's busy on Saturday with us. And you're taking away from us too much. So we miss him too much.
Yeah.
Our viewership goes way, way, way down when you're
We're like a hydra. We're like a hydra that's lost one of its heads. And we don't function as well.
Wait a second. The
Wait,
Hydra.
no, if you get rid of one of the Hydra's heads.
No, what's that thing with the dog with the 3 heads?
So if he's missing and you're saying he's a Hydra head, you should get 2 more people.
That usually the way it works out. We usually add more to the show that way. Well, look, now we've got 2 heads on this side. No, he was talking now he changed it. It's the 3-headed dog.
Okay.
What is that from Harry Potter or something?
That's
the River Styx. He guards the River Styx, and there's one in Harry Potter.
I can't remember the blooming name of it, but somebody in the chat will, because they're clever.
Yeah, they'll work. Clever. But yeah, Sir River.
Cerberus. That one. Yeah.
Yeah. So. But yeah, she did very good, and it was a really good time. My parents were in town, so they got to see her.
Yes, that's the one I wanted to try. Yes.
Like
the old chat.
Yeah, the chat takes care of us. They support us. So, but no, when she pokes her head around, that's like all the ghost videos I watch. There's this head that pops.
I was scared. Did you see me jump? Yeah.
And she's got the long hair too, so that kind of freaks it out.
It freaks you out. It's like there's a ghost there. Tony, you got a ghost in your house, buddy.
Hey, well, that's a different story for a different time. Anyways,
the 3-headed knight from Monty Python. Yeah, the 3-headed knight from Monty Python. That's us.
Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, the dog's name in Harry Potter was Fluffy.
Oh, is it really? You got to be kidding.
No, that's Hagrid though. He would name a 3-headed dog Fluffy, anyways. So.
Well, I don't know. I didn't watch that many Harry Potter.
I watched all the Harry Potter movies because I couldn't read the books.
Well, great. They were for your age group. They weren't for old men
like him,
like me.
I had to watch all the Barry Trotter films because my wife and my boy wanted to watch them, so I sat through them. So
I mean, they're probably pretty good. I mean, I've watched a few of them. They were okay, but my kids kind of grew out of them. My daughters are probably 8, 10 years older than. How old is your daughter?
She just turned 14 in November.
Oh yeah, so they're 14 years older than you. So my daughter's here too.
And we
She's
saw
born
them
here.
Anyway,
Okay. So
Anywho.
we were talking about simulations. I don't know how to segue this back.
well, I think there aren't any. They're crunchy, really realistic games, but they can't. I could be wrong, but it's it's my opinion, and like everybody's got one, everybody's got an opinion, so it's
And they stink, So
well, yeah, except mine. But
so
no, it's true. I can't, I can't speak for everyone.
But,
I just don't think that a simulation.
what's it called? Action or combat? Combat. What about the combat game? Is that pretty? I haven't played it, so I don't know.
I haven't played it. It's a daft amount of money. I'd like to get it,
but I think it's pretty in depth and pretty realistic. But I don't know because I haven't played it. Anybody in the chat?
But
played,
again, it's not
combat.
It's
Would you guys consider combat more of a simulation type game? The one that I have played is the C one called. Is it called Iron Wooden Ships and Iron Men or something? That's supposed to be pretty in depth, pretty involved.
That one, and then what's the GMT game?
Yeah. Difference between those two is that might make Iron Ships and Wooden Men, whatever it's called. You have to write out your plans. Yeah. A bit like Tactical Combat System from MMP, where you have to write out what you're doing. Does that make it more of a simulation? I don't know. Where Flying Colours, which I think is what you were thinking about, Tone, is gets rid of that.
Flying Colours is more of a group of ships versus a group of ships combat, while Iron Man or Wooden Ships and Iron Man are more of a 2 or 3 ship versus 2 or 3 ship. So you got a lot singular focus.
Tweezer's got a point. I think crunchy games can't be simulations if they take longer to play than the real battle.
I think being British, you see, I think me and we're changing. Me and Tweez are changing the word because it used to be chrome, didn't it?
Yeah.
Now it's crunch.
We've changed the war room.
But yeah,
forever.
Crunch for crunch's sake, chrome for chrome's sake. Does that add? But that might be another chat for another time. Is chrome for chrome's sake?
The one thing I will say, simulations are probably the best at, or the crunchier games are probably, I won't say the best at, but they're good at, is the educational part of the game, of learning about the battle, of how things work sometimes in certain ways. But so let's go to the opposite side of that. Let's go to games only where they're what we would consider war games, but they're not really educational and they're just kind of
beer
fun.
And pretzels, beer and pretzel.
I have two.
I hate that term.
I know. I have 2 lists. I have 2 on this list. Not 2 lists, 2 on this list. One contains a whole bunch. So the first one, Ruff, can you guess what were you going to think? What were you going to say? Warfighter, yes. I don't see any real education, but it is a lot of fun, and you are shooting at combat.
But you are learning about a specific theatre and a specific little battle. Okay, not in depth like
no. I get that. Yeah.
What was the other one you had on your list?
All of the Leader series by DVG.
Yeah, I'd go with that. Again, great fun, but not. But then are they? I don't know. No, they're not crunchy, but
they're to me. I almost put them down as also educational, but then I was like, wait a minute, I'm not learning about a battle because a lot of times the battles are random. But then again, you're learning about a campaign, so a lot of times, now that I think about it, those are more.
Could you put? I'm just trying to think of really simplified games. Could you put like Memoir 44 on that list?
Yeah, you could. I mean, yeah, there's some Normandy, and you really don't learn much while you're playing. I mean, you may read the designer notes or the history of it, but you're not.
That's for Command and Colors. You've got a little bit of a battle.
Oh yeah, that's a game.
Yeah,
That's a game. Yeah,
It's
that's
fun. Isn't it
yeah.
fun?
Oh, it's a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially when you roll like I do against my daughter, and
My only regret.
you're supposed to beat her.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, go
My
ahead.
my only regret with I've ordered it, as you know, because I want to give it a go, and also with Stuka Joe's
Solo
CDP
system.
thing, that's part of it. So I'm thinking, oh, okay, the boy and my son, if he wants to play it, great. If not, I can play it myself. My only regret is watching. Is it almost solo?
Almost solitaire.
Almost solitaire. He's obviously got an older copy of it, and they had nice wooden dice with it. Now we've got these plastic.
You
dice.
actually paid for you had. They always came with those.
Oh,
those were extra. Yeah, those were extra. Like you could, because I looked for them. But like the new, I wonder if the new ones will have the dice, the
I'll let
or
you know.
the wood ones. Yeah. But because the medieval one, which I have, has dice, not like the sticker dice, like the sticker squares.
What do you reckon? Going a bit off subject, just briefly. What about people saying that the commands and color mechanics system is best suited to the ancients, and the other ones are just sort of plugged on and don't work as well?
I have
around the ancients.
I would say I've only played so I've played Ancients and I've played Tricorn. And I think they changed it enough that the rules are different for each system.
Right. Didn't know that.
Yes. So like the Tricorn, there's a route roll. You have to roll so certain units could route, and you have to roll against their route. So which was something that happened during that time. It really wasn't some, so yeah, they've changed them, and they've kind of tweaked it for each system, which is really nice. I like that. They've made so like for medieval, the games are shorter and bloodier because of the cavalry. Cavalry can just run over. Yeah. So hey, Ardwolf is here. So
Artie's in the house.
Hey, Artie, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
Good to see Ardwolf here.
Yep.
It's gaming royalty we have in the house.
Nothing on television then, by the looks of it.
Right.
Good to see you, Artie.
I'm just trying to think of other kind of
things like Risk.
Yeah, that would be more of a game and not
it's a
education. Yeah, it's definitely more of a game.
Down on the game, but wouldn't tick the historical thing, would it? You were saying would it tick A, B, or C, or all three,
or two of them, or one of them. Yeah, that was me being a funny teacher. That's you give 6 answers and like all of them can fit.
What you should have said is a war game? Is it a game? Is it a simulation? Is it a historical thing to help you learn? Discuss.
Well, that's basically what I did, but
that would have been very teachable.
Yeah. So the ones that I got,
Ardwolf has a good one. Maneuver. I don't know if you guys ever played Maneuver. Kind of an interesting little game. You start off, each faction has like their own 16 little chits, and that's all you get for the whole game. And depending on how you put them out, and it's kind of Napoleonic era type stuff, but it's kind of like chess almost, with like little things that are kind of
so it's war game.
It's on like an 8x8 grid paper or map
board.
Too, so.
Yeah.
So it's war gamey, but it's a game. No historical knowledge. Atlantic Chase. Yes,
I know. Like I was saying, it depends on what you're trying to.
That simulates it.
Yeah. So if you're trying to simulate, being in the command room of the navies, that's perfect for it. But if you're saying it's a game where you're ahead of the flotilla or convoy, I wouldn't say that wouldn't be so much.
But you're not.
But that's what I'm saying. You got to look at what the game's supposed to be, who you're supposed to be in the game.
It's a weird thing. It flips. You're in the war room, looking at a map, wondering where your stuff is, and then it flips when you're actually on the flagship doing a battle. It's weird. It works very well, but then again, I'm biased. I mean, I love that game.
Cheers, everybody.
So what? So
We knew that was coming.
yeah, we knew.
brilliant.
Yeah. Tweezer set him up for that.
Yeah, thanks, Tweez.
So when I'm looking at games for educational purposes that aren't educational games, okay, you know, like trivia games, things like that. What really jumped out at me is typically the card game, anything with cards on it, generally.
That give you the info, yeah.
That give you info, yeah. So the coin system is the first thing. There's two things I put on here first. One was the States of Siege, and the other was the coin games, because they give you that reference book in the back, or there's text, historical text on the card. So you can learn a lot by reading the historical text. So if I were to take a game into the classroom, they can basically play the game and learn by playing the game. So that's kind of, but like I get a little bit more out of, like playing SPQR and learning about how they work. But
I'm glad you brought that up. When you finish, sorry.
Yeah. But so SPQR, I'm learning a different thing. But if I'm using it as an educational tool that I want to have as a game, that's not what they're going to get out of, playing a coin game. They're going to learn about the events that happened and how they kind of affected the different things. So the one thing I kind of I don't want to get upset, but when people say coin game, you flip a card, you take a piece off, you put a piece on.
We take the Mickey. You grow your wheat, you build your railway lines, and we take the Mick. But I know a lot of people like them, and that's fine.
But the thing is behind doing that. There's a reason why you're doing that, and these events give you that thing. So there's a little bit more of a political or economic or military aspect to those cards. So it gives you kind of more than just the military history. It gives you a lot of the political and everything,
social and all that sort of thing.
I think if you were to take 8 copies of Cuba Libre and 30 students and said, learn this, they would know more about it than an actual teacher trying to teach a class about Cuba Libre.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Just reading those paragraphs about the different events, I learned so much more than I would have known anything. I had very little knowledge going in. My knowledge went through the roof just by playing a couple turns and going, oh, I didn't know that this is what this guy was. I remember seeing this picture of this guy, and now I know what. Oh, okay. And then seeing how the different factions. Okay, you got one kid playing a faction who's Castro, right? And he's trying to uprise. Well, everyone just assumed he just walked around Cuba and said, follow me. And everybody was like, oh, yay.
No, but there was other things going on. Yeah, other things going on.
So I think
that's great. Yeah.
Put those 4 games, 8 copies in, 30 kids, and say, play it, learn it. You got a semester. We're going to have a final exam. I bet you they would ace that final exam.
My problem, that's great, because I haven't played a coin game properly. My problem is something like SPQR. I don't think I'll learn, because I know absolutely, well, next to nothing about great battles of history, sort of eras. I love the games and the concept and mechanics, but I don't think I'll learn a lot about it because it's all very partitioned. Yeah, and there's hundreds of years between each battle. What it might make people do is they play a game, read a little bit of history and go, oh, that's interesting. I'll read up on that and go and get a book and read. I'm not going to learn about the Roman Empire by playing, I don't think, SPQR if I know nothing about it. People who know about the rise and fall of the Roman Empire and play things like SPQR know exactly where they are and they know what's going on. I want a game that makes me play it, read a little bit about it, play the game and think, yeah, I need to know more about this. But like you do, Jester, get a book, yeah, and and read, and then
hey, this is pretty cool. I wonder if there's something about it.
But then when you play it again, you get a bit more out of it because you're more knowledgeable about what's going on.
Also, it should not be understated, the coin system can teach you the difference between Algier and Algeria.
Yeah. And red and yellow cubes.
Right. Exactly.
No, yeah, you're never going to. That's your Rommel. That's your Rommel. We're so lucky about that. We're so happy, aren't we? So yeah, that's his Rommel.
Everyone
I'll tell you,
has their dark side, right?
Yeah, everybody has their mistake. Yes, and we put them all. And the difference is, as YouTubers, we put them out there for everybody to see.
Yeah.
You better have thick skin or like a water off a duck's back when it comes to making mistakes.
Unless you preempt them like I do, saying, "Look, this is what you're going to get." Yeah. So, but when you make mistakes, yeah, I mean,
yeah,
you really make mistakes.
You know, so I found that a lot of I got into this hobby because I like history, and it gave me a chance to learn about stuff. What I didn't foresee it happening is what Jester just described to me. Is I find something that, oh, that's interesting, I didn't know about that, and then I read about it, and then I play a game about it. Yeah. And I know there's a lot of people that put questions out there. What comes first, the book or the game? And it depends on if you have the game first or if you have the book first.
I think it's me. It's the game. It's the game. Play the game. Ooh, read the book. Play the game. Get more out of it. You know, that's me. You know.
Yeah.
And I've always been interested in history.
Several
not
times.
much ancient.
You know, well, we did our U-boat thing, right? And I just randomly chose U-586 or whatever it was, and then I found out my ship was part of the Laconia incident, and I was like, I don't even know what that is. And then I read about it, then I did research to find out, well, let's find out, is there any books about this? You know, go on Amazon, trying to find books. And this happened several times that I've played games. So I think that's part of the, you know, you're not going to learn everything, obviously, from playing a game, but Michael.
Yeah. So he's doing that, but Craig's got a good point here, and I agree with him. The first time you lay out Roads to Gettysburg or a Gettysburg game that's far enough back, you see why the battle happened at Gettysburg. It was a intersection town. It was a town where 6 roads came together. It was like bound to happen. So, you know, that's, you know, it's like sometimes you don't even have to read about it. You can look at a map and go, well, duh. You know?
So the troops can trundle down the roads and meet in the middle, sort of thing, yeah?
It's a good point.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's how much I know about the ACW. But again, I'm learning. I've got quite an extensive library, mainly of Second World War stuff. So if I'm playing a game, I can probably look it up and find out a bit more about it. But things like SPQR, the Roman Empire, and other things I haven't got much info on, I will look on the internet or get a book or whatever. I think that's the beauty of our hobby. Is for me, I'll play a game that I don't know much about and play it and enjoy it, read the designer notes and the historical background, if any, and think, okay, let's have a little look, tippy tappy, or ask the missus, can you look out for a book on so and so? Read the book and then play the game again, and think, yeah, I'm getting more out of this now because I understand who this is, who that is, what that unit is. It's fantastic, this hobby.
This irritates me the most when you have a good book and a crap maps. You know, it's like, oh, come on.
Spend the money on the map. You know, crikey.
Yeah. Oh, they found out that the Union County.
Yeah.
There were some on both sides. You had some that were on the Confederate.
He didn't have the book for Rough Rebels. No, he had the one for his lot, the Blues. He had his lot, you know, but not
he had the information for his guys, not your guys.
Not Rough Rebels, no.
Wow.
There's a scene in one of the For Gods and Generals at the Battle of Fredericksburg, and they had 2 Irish brigades. One was Confederate and one was Union. And what was interesting, the way it was the way it was filmed and how it actually happened. There's a lot of fiction in that. But they were both saying, why are they fighting for this one? That's what we got rid of. But they both basically said the same thing, but they were fighting against each other. And it was interesting to see that, to see that.
But I think that's why I like the American War of Independence, because there were bits of everything, British and colonial, it's all mixy matchy, and that's what I quite like about it.
Well, at least the colonials didn't end up, hiring Germans.
It's interesting. You got the new casino from a Panzer Grenadier, right? And there's actually, right. So you play the battles, you learn a little bit of history and everything, but there's a lot more to that whole thing, because that was a monastery, right? And they didn't want to like us bomb the hell out of this monastery and literally get rid of this thing for the longest time, right?
Yeah.
But then at the end, they couldn't take it. So what do? They bombed it.
But they found out. So there's a show on Hulu. It was World War II by drone. And so they were trying to figure out why was Monte Cassino, or the casino, why it was so hard. Because they found out that none of the Germans were actually in the casino, or were in the monastery.
Yeah.
And what it was like this ridge that was like a couple hundred yards a little bit higher up. And that's where it was really interesting. So speaking of that, it was one of those decisions that we made as allies, and it was the wrong decision. And it was
proper intel. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They were behind
it was, we could have a whole show on this discussion, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the Germans knew this, right? Oh, this thing is like thousands of years old. They're not going to try and bomb it. They're going to have to take it foot by foot. What we can do is just sit up here, and every time they try to take it, we can make them pay for it. And sooner or later, they're going to get bored and leave, right? So that's what the Germans were thinking. They're not going to force us out of here.
This thing's been here since time began. They're not going to bomb it. Yeah.
Right.
So what do we do? Bomb it.
So it got to be. And the other thing I found really interesting, I think it was wasn't the Poles? I think it was the Poles that ended up so when they finally ended up taking it, right? They had this whole, which units are going to take it, right? Because of how was it going to look after they bombed it, right? Everyone was up in arms. So then they had to say, okay, we have to get back on the good graces of everyone. So they let the Polish take it as kind of like their revenge thing. So people would forget that the United States and Britain bombed it to smithereens. So it's no longer.
This thing had been around for 1,000 years. Yeah. It's a bit like Paris, isn't it? They said, look, give up or we'll bomb it. And they went, no, all this history. I can understand it. But
So I've got to respond to this with Ardwolf. He said, except von Steuben, which of course he was Prussian. He actually came to us, though. We didn't go and try to hire him. He actually came to us because he wanted to get promoted. So Craig's got a good point here. Kids can intuitively understand strategy while delivering a middle school ACW lecture, and I've done this, so I understand. After presenting the Battle of First Manassas, the first question was, why didn't the Union go around?
Yeah, I mean, this is what I'm saying. When I was playing Men of Iron with my son for the first time, the first proper war game he played, he said, he discovered flanking. I got the right hump. They have an intuitive knowledge. They go, well, I'm not going to go bang. I'm going to go around here and go bang. And he beat the 7 shades of thingy.
Yeah. So Craig said, exactly. I moved on to the Peninsula campaign.
They're very intuitive because they have no preconceptions.
Yeah.
About tactics.
Right. That's very.
So they go, I'm not going to go straight ahead. You've got elephants and things. I'm going to go around the side, the soft bit. I thought, God, he's discovered flanking.
he didn't know what that was called.
He didn't know what it was.
Yeah,
but,
but,
what are you doing? So I'm going around now. Why? Because it's going to be easier than going like that. And I'm going, that's called flanking, you rotter.
You're like, damn it, I was hoping for a win here, and you just took it away from me.
Yeah. But there you go.
Yeah, that was the one thing when me and Natalie played, Command and Colors, and Jester, you asked her, well, how did you decide what to do? She's like, I just threw what would do the most damage. I was like, that's
a good tactic. Yeah.
That's never a bad thing, right?
And we're thinking, we'll go around here and go around there. Oh, do this, and then kids go, no, I'm just going to just bang. That's sometimes the best way, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
so
I was thinking about this. We all know about the Battle of Bulge. We all know about Normandy. But when you play the game, you find out more about not just Normandy or the Bulge or whatever. You find out about all these other little things. There's a little church, right? Well, what's important about this church? What happened at this church? Or there's a crossroad here. What happened at this crossroad? You find out about the little minute details that make you think, oh, well, that sounds pretty interesting. And we find out about it.
But it's the other things as well when you find out about the things the troops went through during, say, the Battle of the Bulge, snowing and freezing and God knows what, and the sort of depredations they went through, the little personal things. It comes right down to the man. And that I find fascinating. But that's what a war game does. It leads you down different paths to find out things. We'll never stop learning. Never stop learning.
No. So what's interesting is I did this things when I was teaching middle school about the American Civil War, and it's kind of like at the end I do this thing and I put this graphic up of how the casualties of war, and I don't put what the reasons were on it. I just put the percentages of who died, who got wounded, and just percentages, casualties. And then I also tell them, you guys understand what a casualty is. They need to understand that a casualty does not mean they died.
Yeah.
It means they can't battle. But it's funny their perceptions of how people die in war. And you guys probably know this. The number one reason people die in war is not due to battle or being shot. It's disease, yeah. And so
infection, yeah.
Yeah, so that's always an eye-opening thing for them to realize that it's the disease that actually kills them more than, the actual battle. Like very few people were actually killed in battle when it comes to the number of people that actually died in the American Civil War. It was actually a small number that actually died in battle. Most of them died from disease or infection after a wound.
When you see these battle losses of Dad, he's gone into dad mode. When you see these battle losses, like 8,000, most of them are due to post-injury infection and disease afterwards, and drinking manky water and all that sort of thing.
Yeah. So it's interesting. The kids really
manky. That's another word.
I knew what it meant. Yeah, that was pretty easy to understand. Context clues.
It's one of those words that sound like it is.
Yeah. So it was interesting because there's the strategies out there. So Jester, I don't know, Jester and Ruff, do you guys know about the Battle of Cowpens in the American Civil War?
I've heard of it. Actually heard of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't know much about it.
It was probably one of the most thought through and successful battle in the American Civil War or in the American Revolution. And the U.S. basically did the opposite of what the British thought they would. So what they did is they took the volunteers. So these are like the farmers that were really good shots, smart sharpshooters, put them right up front. And the British are like, oh, these guys are going to run away because they're not regular soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
What General, I think it was Nathaniel Greene that did this. I can't remember which one, but he said, okay, you one shot. I just want you to shoot one. Stay there, shoot one shot. but aim for the lieutenants, aim for the guys on the horses.
Aim for the bosses. Yeah.
Yeah, and then run around, and then look like you're fleeing. Okay, and then they had the militia, and of course the British looked down on the militia all the time. Daniel Morgan, thank you. But then, so the militia is like, okay, I need you guys to get 2 shots, and again, aim for the important people. And so they do this, and then basically they end up retreating. But what they did is they put the regular soldiers behind this hill. And so when they started seeing this militia run, what do the British always do? What do you do when you see an army running?
You run after them.
Charge up.
Run after them.
Yeah.
Well, what happened was there was this hill that hid the huge amount of regulars they had. So as soon as those Brits got over the hill, it was over with.
Yeah. Oh, he's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone quiet. It's gone quiet. No, but that's the thing is, people forget again. Okay, it's not that in military.
Yeah.
Line. It's not that long ago, but there were those tactics. There was those, and it was also, again, I think us in the Revolution War were very sort of British about it, and we had a code. Whereas the colonials said, no, shoot the ones on the horse, where we wouldn't have done that, because that wasn't cricket, even though it hadn't been invented then. But, it was, that's the difference, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. But I explained that was always the battle that I used to explain, some of the hubris that a lot of the Brits had.
Yeah.
And how they actually used it.
Hi, Richard.
Yeah, they actually used it against the British. The idea of they just totally disregarded militia. It wasn't anything. So it was just
we're a bit snobby.
Yeah.
We thought, no, these are hoi polloi, and but they had guns, so they counted. So.
And those were farmers that were used to hunting and hitting squirrels. They could hit a small target far away.
And they were aiming at things that the British never thought they would aim at, because that wasn't cricket. That wasn't the way you did things. You didn't aim at the officers.
Yeah, no.
And that's the what it do. You kill the officers, the rest of the men run.
Yeah, they have no idea what's going on. Yeah, so it was interesting because the officers were easy to pick out. Because they were the ones on the horses.
Yeah.
So
it goes right back. All these tactics, they're not new, so they go right back.
Yeah. So it's just interesting that the kids are like, wow, they were really interested in it. So and I taught semi inner city, and they were really interested in it. They got into the tactics and stuff, and so the one thing that I did, and I wonder if Craig ever used this, is I made them with paper balls do line of battle. So they lined up, and I got them close enough to each other, and they would throw papers at each other, paper balls at each other. And that one, so that showed them how close these people had to get.
I've watched some documentaries of war enactment guys doing, American Civil War and other wars, Independence, War of Independence, and it's just like, it's madness. They just walk up to each other and then fire, and it's just like people falling. It's crazy. This line of battle.
Yep. They do, and a good history teacher. And Craig, I hope you're one. I don't know, but all the good history. Yeah, he's got to be. If he's done that, he's got to be. The stories are what get the kids. Yeah, the stories are what get the kids involved, and you start telling them about the people, and that's what I love. It's like, I give them the facts, but I love telling the stories behind it.
Doesn't matter. Kids they do love war. They love heroes. They love tales of daring do and all that. And if you can weave in that and the sort of not graphic horror, but the sort of horror of war with this, like say, lines of battles and all that sort of thing. It makes them think, and that they reflect and they carry on with that throughout their lives and evolve their thinking and all that sort of thing.
It's funny when you actually teach Craig. I've got a good friend that's a English teacher. She actually took history classes because she was teaching British literature, because that's a senior level course here in Ohio. When you graduate, you take British Lit.
Yeah, because it's the best.
I won't say that, but anyways, she she wanted to learn the history behind a lot of the reasons why certain things were written and at the times they were. So it was interesting. You almost need that history to teach the literature, because if you're just teaching literature, it doesn't make any sense.
Because you've got to get the concept of what was going on at the time and the way things are. And that's what annoys me, is when people apply what happens today to what happened in the past. It was a different time and a different culture. And, you know, the fact that people can't see that does slightly miff me. You know, you have to apply the times to what was happening. And yes, you're quite right. You have to understand the history of what was going on at the time when that book was written, when that novel was written.
Yeah, so it's interesting. I'm gonna say English Lit is that it's Scottish.
Oh, okay. I can't argue with that. I can't argue with that.
Scottish. Yeah, and that's the thing with so I team up with a lot of the English teachers when they're teaching American literature, because like
applying the history to it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they one of them did Julius Caesar. The play Julius Caesar, the
Shakespeare.
Yeah. And so I actually gave her this whole lesson about Julius Caesar, about his murder. And they had to become people to understand who the murderer was, to come out and find out who the murderer was. Yeah.
He said those famous lines. Infamy.
Yeah.
Infamy. They've all got it, infamy. You have to be British to understand that. I'm sorry, Tony, you have to be British to understand that. But the thing is, with Shakespeare's Julius Caesar was a different Julius Caesar to Julius Caesar's time. And, you know, so, but you have to understand Elizabethan history to understand how he was writing that, because it was also a political statement. All his plays were political statements of the time as well, even though they were historical. So you've got to understand what was going on during that time.
And of course, Shakespeare never truly existed. Not to get into, you know, he was never a person.
Chestnut, with the old Bacon thing, it was old Bacon.
Well, they actually figured out. I think somebody actually went through and actually figured out who he actually was, and he was somebody higher up in the aristocracy. Well, of course, because he could read and write. But yeah,
not many could. And you know, his pseudonym, like most authors have, was Williams Shakespeare. You know, so I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know.
So, okay, well, we got about 3 minutes left, and I guess Jester's deciding not to reconnect us now.
Yeah, we got the ump with you, Tony. So yeah.
So what you got coming up on your channel, Ruff?
Well, as I say, it's going a bit pear-shaped with the old Mrs. Thatcher's War. Hopefully, the next installment will be up next week, and I think after that there'll be one more, and that will be the end of it. And it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. Then I suppose on the cards will be a bit of Nations at War.
You're finally going to get that on the channel then?
I hope to, by the end of the year, at least get one up so I can say I can tick that off.
Yep.
One of my games to play. There'll also be unboxings of all. I've got a blooming lot that Panzer, look. Unboxings of those, of the new P500 reprints, as well as the current expansion 4, which has some solo rules in it.
Yeah, that sounds good. So, Craig, I actually had to have several English teachers point that out to me too. So,
you have to be British to understand them.
Yeah, and Elizabethan too. you know, you got to understand that time period. So, I actually have quite a bit. It's probably going to be up on the channel. I have a crap ton of unboxings. Yep.
Unboxing.
And I've been working on the no question of surrender rules.
Yeah, you getting on with them?
Yeah, the rules are good. I'm good with that. I really understand them now. We'll see if it translates to actually playing the game.
Good, because then I can play mine.
And then if I get a chance to, I'm only got half days because of exams. I'd like to keep up the fire on the table and actually play some of that. So, and to get that through. So, but huge fan of World at War. Oh, yep. So Craig's.
Yeah. Hopefully, when I've done Nations at War, I'm going to get World at War up. Yeah, because just brilliant. They're just. Cracking games, you know.
Yeah, so I'm hoping to get, like I said, I'm hoping to get
the new year.
Yeah, they keep up the fire. The nice thing about those solo games is they're usually not that long, and I can do it in probably 2 sittings.
So that's a solo game, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's a States of Siege.
Right, great. That's Worthington, yeah.
Yeah, that's the updated. So all the States of Siege looks like they're getting updated by Worthington, because I also have the
Who were they published by?
Victory Point Games.
Are they doing Zulus on the ramparts and all that?
I have not seen that, but the one that was so keep up the fires one that was kind of out of print, and Malta Besieged was the last Kickstarter they did, and that one was out of print as well. So I've got that one. I forgot I kickstarted that one. So
oh no, don't just stop it, Tony. Because I'm going to check Second Chance Games now.
Yeah, my problem is like I'm running out of storage space.
Me too. Look, I've had to take down Red Storm. We can't right over there because I've got no more room. I've cleared another shelf down there, so I've got to move my books down. So I can move oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. What a dilemma.
Yeah, Demi 1942. I've got a. I'm working with Mike on something with that. We might do
doing another Dewberry, aren't we? With Mike and
yes, but we're going to do that, but we're looking at doing a tutorial where the Robata is going to face me and Mike. We're thinking about doing something like that. To show how the Robata works and stuff like that. He was texting me last night and we were throwing things out. So I'm hoping to do that. We might live stream that or I might record it. I'm still figuring out which is the best way on that one. So
well, if you know, if old GMT want to send me a copy, I will get involved in that because I just can't get one. That's why. The expansion.
So Craig's regretting not getting the entire VPGO lineup. Looks like I'll be honest with you. Looks like you probably be able to get it through Worthington. Yep, they seem to be doing that. Real quick, tomorrow night, 4:00 our time. That would be 9:00 British, not proper time. Versailles, 1919.
That'll be at is it 4 p.m. your time?
Yes.
Yeah,
so
9 p.m. 9 p.m. proper British time. Yeah.
Not proper British time. Got it. So that will be with Blue Tweezers. It'll be on the Blue Tweezers channel. I'm looking forward to it. I was really enjoying it.
I enjoyed that. Yeah.
I actually bought it, and I'm going to try to grab 4 of my highest scoring students, and we're going to play a game, and I'm going to referee it. So I'm kind of curious I want to play it some more, so I have some good ideas. So, yep.
Sounds good.
With that,
if you haven't stroked slightly the like button, if you would do so, that would be wonderful for Tony. No, it would be.
I'd appreciate it. Yeah, I do appreciate it. So with that, it's after 5, it's after 6. Yeah. So I will. Yep, we got to run, and I will see you tomorrow. We'll see everybody tomorrow.
Everybody in the chat, thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you so much. And next week, my channel again, same time, same bat time, same bat channel. See you later.
Hello.
Bye.